Hello, I am Elena Valdez, and I'm here to do the Capricorn Child Tarot reading. So, again, this is for Capricorn Child, and this reading is intended for the parent, guardian, caretaker. And a couple of things to mention is you will hear me use gender pronouns he, she, they loosely. However, please apply this gender in whatever way you need to apply it. This is not a gender specific reading, in other words. And a couple of other things too. I understand that the age range here is going to be quite different for everyone. So, some of you are here for kiddos, little itty bitty ones. Others of you are here for teenagers and toddlers, infants, adolescents. It's going to vary here, right? So just apply the energy in whatever way works best for you and your household. And lastly, I'd like to ask everyone to please please subscribe to my channel. I am new here to YouTube and I would very much love to get myself out there. There are not a lot of YouTubers doing child tarot. So anyhow, let's get started. So the first three cards that I have pulled are from the perspective of the child. And I will end the reading with a fourth card, and that'll be an advice card for you, the parent. Okay, so the first position here is what Capricorn child will be experiencing during the month of December. We've got the Three of Wands, so we have a little bit of a wanderlust happening here with your Capricorn. And this could be in areas of education, knowledge, but also exploring what's out and beyond, right? So you're going to notice that here in the month of December, you probably are already experiencing this in November, that your child is really getting out there and wanting to explore things that he or she hasn't explored before. So he's becoming more curious, wants to get out and explore new terrain, like literally explore new terrain. So for example, if you have a trail that you usually hike, you're going to notice your child is interested in the path you haven't taken before. Or perhaps they're being interested suddenly to play a new instrument or be more creative or be, some kind of athletic new interest. And what's beautiful about the Three of Wands is that because in the Two of Wands, we plan before we take action. But in the Three of Wands, the little monster begins his journey, right? So you have a Capricorn that's, quite busy in terms of his or her interest and actually taking action, physical action towards it. So maybe last month or the past couple of months, you've heard your little one say that he or she is interested in XYZ. And all of a sudden in December, your little one's either pushing you to get them into that sport or creative endeavor, or they themselves are putting themselves in that realm and moving forward and learning and exploring whatever it is that they want to explore. So that's a very beautiful energy here. It also could be leveling up in terms of a grade, right? A grade level, because, literally that could be a thing here, but also it could be traveling. So your family could be taking your little one on an adventure somewhere. It could be a road trip. This could be overseas. And they're having a great time, just exploring something new. So Three of Wands can very often indicate traveling. But of course, we're looking at the perspective of the child, right? So it can go any direction. And yes, the bottom line here, it's about new, exploring, new cultures, new languages, new creative, new physical sports, new hobbies, all that good stuff. So a lot of new going on with your little one here. Okay, and in terms of the challenge, okay, so that makes sense. So the Ace of Pentacles is beginning It's all about the responsibilities. It's about our homework, because remember, we're talking about children here. It's about all the chores, the homework, our self-worth, our own value, the things that we're accomplishing. But there are new things that we are accomplishing, and new endeavors and new chores and new responsibilities that are coming our way. So your little one is having a hard time dealing with those things. And it could be because, he's out exploring. He's really not interested in the mundane, right? He's not interested in these things, the day-to-day chores and the day-to-day responsibilities and whatnot. Your little one's really not interested in that. Little one is out and about, growing up and leveling up. Another thing, though, to just watch out for and be aware of, you as the parent here, when this comes up, it can also indicate issues with self-worth and value. So it may be a good idea for you to just keep an eye out when your little one is exploring, whether it be, you're out traveling, exploring a new language, new people, new culture, whatever, or new hobby. There could be a sense of, because remember, this is the challenge position, right? So the Ace of Pentacles on its own will mean something completely different when it's not in the challenge position. But in the challenge position, it could indicate that while your child is eager to do these new things, he could also be stumbling upon some value and self-worth um, themes here, right? So either he's being tested, and in that form of exploring, some inadequacies may come up to the foreground that she may become aware of, and that can create a little inner turmoil and conflict. Also, your child could be having a difficult time grounding because she wants to do a lot. She wants to explore a lot. So this, I always say, when the Ace of Pentacles comes up in the challenge position, I always say that it's very important to bring nature into the equation, because at the crux of it, it's a lack of groundedness, right? Whether it's a feeling of not feeling worthy or valuable, or not being able to give himself the accolades he needs, or not able to do his homework or focus on his chores, whatever it is, at the crux of that is lack of groundedness. And the best way to ground for children is nature, is play, getting outside into nature and playing and exploring, which a lot of it is already happening here, perhaps. But that is a way to remedy that, right? Also, meditation, if your family is into that, if your child is into that, that's another great way to bring in this self-worth or increase it. Okay, yeah, so your little one's having some, wobbleness there. And let's see what this card has to say. So this position, I find, is the most important card of my reading, because this is the card that tells us what your child needs most from you, the parent. For me, that's the whole purpose and point of my readings here, is to give you some insight and guidance in terms of what your child may be needing from you. Okay, let's see for December. Yeah. Okay. So the Chariot is about movement forward. So that's it. So a couple of things. I'll get into all the meanings for the Chariot. First of all, the Chariot governs Cancer. And Cancer, the sign of Cancer, is very much about mothering, nurturing, maternal love. Again, maternal love doesn't have to come from the female parent. It can, and it does many times, but it can also come from the father, right? Depending on how the makeup of your family structure. Some of you here are two same-sex parents. Some of you are single parents. That all depends. But in any case, Chariot does also represent the sign of Cancer, which is just nurturing, right? So what your child, one of the things your child needs most from you December is additional nurturing, more than normal, more than you are used to giving in terms of enabling and movement forward, because the Chariot is about balancing. It is a very, very much a call for balancing two extremes, right? So you can have your child here wanting to explore, but not feeling grounded in his own perspective of himself. And the Chariot is about bringing dualities to balancing two opposites, but it's also about moving forward. So for me, what I'm gathering, if this comes up in terms of what your child needs most from you, your little Capricorn is needing you to enable and be optimistic about all these new things they want to do while maintaining nurturing, while remaining nurturing and loving, no matter how crazy their little ideas may be. There's a huge requirement here in terms of love and affection and mothering, all the little things that feel mothering for your child, your little Capricorn. It might be as simple as putting a little blankie around them. That might be what does it for them. It might be a chicken soup that you make for them. Okay. Or it may just be nurturing words. But the bottom line here with the Chariot is about enabling movement forward. So if your child says, I'm interested in doing XYZ, this card here says, let's help your child. Let's move your child closer to that goal that he or she has. Let's move it along. And also the additional nurturing that you're going to be giving your child will spill into this here, which is about, self-esteem, self-worth, feeling valuable, and feeling great about what he's accomplished in terms of the mundane. Yeah, so I get the sense that you're going to need to do a little bit more, what's the word, coaxing, or a little bit more just above your normal, your usual nurturing. There's a little bit more holding required here. Sorry about that. There's a little bit more hand holding required here, and a little bit more, oh gosh, I'm at a loss for words. So basically a little bit more support than usual. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the advice from Spirit for you, the parent. Okay, Spirit, what advice do you have for the parent of the Capricorn child? Oh, okay. So some of you here, yeah, so this is interesting. Could be why your child is needing the Chariot from you, because you yourself have been experiencing some kind of timeout to heal from something. Now you, the parent, could possibly be healing from a heartbreak, an illness, fatigue that's causing you to maybe pull away for a little bit, right? And requiring your own self-love for yourself. And that could be contributing, not that you're causing this, but it could be part of this uneasiness going on in terms of the groundedness of little Capricorn. But it could also be, this could be twofold. It's either confirming that you yourself need to take some time out to heal from whatever it is that you're going through, because you need to be able to show up in this nurturing manner, right? But it's hard to show up like that when you yourself are suffering and hurting and going through something. So yes, Spirit is saying, take your time, do that, and then you will be able to bounce into this energy here. That's one scenario. The other scenario is that your little one may be needing you to give him or her permission to rest, or maybe heal from something. Because children grieve and go through sadness in their own way for different reasons, right? And so there could be a reason here in this feeling inadequate for whatever that is, right? There could be something to do with not getting enough rest, and also resting from doing more and accomplishing more. It's almost like, you know, little Capricorns, they start being pretty ambitious pretty early on, right? It's just in their nature, right? To want to succeed in whatever it is they do. So you could potentially be dealing with, you know, a little achiever here who wants to do more and be recognized for more and be successful. And they may be needing a little time out, but the permission of that is going to come from you. This is feeling very familiar. It's almost, I feel like I said almost very similar thing to Capricorn Child either last month or the month before, but it's feeling eerily like very, very familiar in terms of your Capricorn Child. So if it is that, then it's the theme continues, right? And it's about having a child that is so, you know, ambitious already so early on. And it's great, right? Because he's testing his boundaries and he wants to do more. And at the same time, revealing some inadequacies that's maybe making him feel not great. And all of that could just be due to taking a time out, a little break. Like, just, it's okay. We don't have to do. That's the second scenario, right? So you're going to fall in one of two scenarios. Either you are the parent who's going through some grieving right now that you need to attend to you, or you're the other parent who has a child who's a bit of an overachiever, needing to be reminded that he doesn't have to do, he's worthy, inherently worthy and valuable as is, right? Not because some new thing has been accomplished or conquered. So yeah. Okay, I hope this was helpful to someone, and I thank you once again for visiting my channel. Please remember to subscribe, tell your friends and family about this channel, and I hope to see you back here in 2021 for the January reading. All right, bye. Thank you.